just ahead on CTV News.
The budget for fiscal year 2026 has been approved. I'm Bryce Parker. We bring you all those details coming up on CTV News.
Just ahead, a sigh of relief for CTV News as a new budget for fiscal year 2026 was adopted.
Plus, county law enforcement shares that crime seems to be going down. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for May 29th. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Katara Jones. Thanks for joining us. The Prince George's County budget adoption for fiscal year 2026 took place earlier today.
CTV's Bryce Parker is outside of the Wayne K. Curry Administration Building with more.
With 3 days left to spare, the Prince George's County Council was able to approve their 2026 fiscal year budget. And with $200 million needed to be cut from this year's budget, the council was able to achieve an unprecedented feat of all 9 districts receiving principal funding.
This is the first budget where every part of the county got something. Now, this is the first budget where every council member got something.
When you deny a council member, you're not denying that individual. You're denying their entire district resources. And so what we're trying to get away from is there's a history of all the funding in every bucket going to one side of the county or to certain members based on political relationships. But we're saying that there's enough resources that every part of the county can be touched.
Since Acting County Executive Tara Jackson proposed the new budget in March, the council was able to retain full funding for resources like the Labor Traffic Unit, the Department of Permitting, Inspections, and Enforcement, and eliminating the 30-day hiring freeze for first responders. Additionally, the council also put an emphasis on social services funding this year, given the uncertainty of the current presidential administration.
We ensure that we got additional money for health assurers. We got additional money for HIV and AIDS prevention work. We got additional money for Black maternal health care because we know that that's not our priority of the administration, but it's a priority for this county. And so we were proactive to ensure that that money would be there.
Chair Burrows and Vice Chair Oriata hope to make a statement that even in a year with a near $250 million budget shortfall, the future of governmental representation in Prince George's County means that every Prince Georgian, regardless of their district, will be supported in the budget.
I've pledged to lead in that way. And continue that. And my hope is that every chair and leadership team after us does the same thing. And only then will the residents really start to feel the impact of the taxes that they pay.
Councilmember Sidney Harrison decided to abstain from today's votings due to absences he obtained for personal reasons of the past couple of weeks. And now we send it to Noel James for a special update about CTV News.
That's right, Bryce. For weeks, the Prince George's County Council has been working on getting this budget approved. And tonight, CTV lives to fight another day. Community leaders, journalists, and Prince George's residents sounded the alarm following weeks of uncertainty.
Fund CTV! Fund CTV! Fund CTV!
The council listened. In a 9-0 vote, it adopted in its budget to retain funding for the station, calling it a budgetary priority and a vital resource for residents to stay informed.
I mean, it makes a huge difference when you have people who are impacted by your programming come to the county council, when you have so many young journalists and people in media of color who are showing that this program is helping them open doors that otherwise would not be open. That's not something that we could not support.
I could say that every single council member was united, that this was a priority, and we were going to figure it out.
The proposed budget initially suggested a $693,000 cut to CTV News, a move that could effectively cripple the local news station. Funding for CTV is set to remain at $924,600, the same amount as in the last 2 fiscal years. For now, it's all smiles here at CTV News as the budget goes into effect on July 1st, 2025. From the control room, I'm Noel James for CTV News.
All right, thanks, Bryce and Noel. And on behalf of everyone here at CTV, we'd like to thank the council for understanding the importance of CTV and the role we play in the community.
That's right. And we also like to thank all of the viewers and CTV News supporters who helped to make it possible by reaching out to the council and making sure your voice continues to be heard. In other news, an after-school fight at Bowie High School yesterday sends one student to the hospital. Bowie police were called to the school shortly after 2:30 p.m. for a, quote, dispute among several youths in the school's parking lot. When they arrived, they found a student who had been stabbed. That child was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries and is expected to be okay. A man identified as Jorge Lozano was arrested and faces murder and assault charges along with possession of a deadly weapon on school property.
Meanwhile, a suspect is in custody for a fatal shooting in Lanham last week. 25-year-old Keon Adams is charged with first-degree murder of 33-year-old Cameron Smith. The shooting happened in a shopping center at the 9300 block of Lanham Severn Road. Officers found Smith suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. A second victim was also shot, but with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigation shows Adams shot Smith over a dispute. Adams is being held on a no-bond status.
Prince George's police are touting new statistics that shows crime is down in the county. During a press event yesterday, Prince George's police released the numbers for its 2025 crime progress report. The data shows that total crime is down by 16%. Violent crime is down by 27%, and domestic violence is down by 23%. Some other numbers show that property crime is down by 13%, and commercial robberies are down by 63%. Police Chief Malik Aziz says Prince George's police are in the business of crime prevention and intervention.
Crime is trending down by employing focused crime strategies and deploying resources strategically to hotspots in what is otherwise very good areas in our county. And we utilize the data-driven approaches to ensure that we are focused on the areas where we are needed most.
Prince George's police does not report municipality crime numbers.
In the Kilmar Abrego Garcia deportation case, the U.S. government has now motioned to dismiss the case. Last month, the Supreme Court ruled that the U.S. government must participate in Abrego Garcia's return. Since then, a U.S. District Court judge has ordered the U.S. government to provide updates on their progress, a ruling which the U.S. government has refused to follow, arguing that information regarding Abrego Garcia's return are protected by the state secrets privilege. And a new front in the U.S.-China showdown, and this time it's students in the crosshairs. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. will begin aggressively revoking student visas for Chinese nationals, especially those tied to the Chinese Communist Party or studying in what he called critical fields. Rubio didn't say which fields are being targeted or how they will define a CCP connection. The announcement follows moves to block Harvard from enrolling foreign students. China is slamming the policy as politically motivated. Now, critics say it could hurt U.S. universities and drive talent to other countries. No word yet on when the rules kick in or how broadly they'll apply.
A shakeup in Washington, and tech's most polarizing player is out. Elon Musk is leaving the Trump administration after months of turbulence as head of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. The billionaire announced his exit on X, saying he's, quote, scheduled time as a senior advisor has run out. But the move comes just a day after Musk publicly slams Trump's massive spending bill, a rare break from the president. Under Musk, DOGE pushed sweeping cuts across the federal agency, drawing praise from conservatives and lawsuits from states and unions. Musk says he'll now focus on Tesla and SpaceX, but his future in politics still very much on the launch pad. A major twist in Trump's trade war and a temporary lifeline for his tariffs. A federal appeals court has put a pause on a lower court's block of President Trump's controversial import tariffs, including those on goods from China, Mexico, and Canada. The Court of International Trade had ruled Trump overstepped his emergency powers with his sweeping Liberation Day tariffs. But late today, the U.S. Court of Appeals issued an administrative stay, temporarily reinstating those tariffs until at least June 9th while it reviews the case. But legal battles are far from over, with a second ruling out of D.C. also striking down key parts of Trump's trade policy. You're watching CTV News. I'm Katara Jones.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come, technological advances are heading to WMATA.
That's right. After the break, find out what changes are underway and how you can prepare.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that the big homie needs help too. You can't just rebound from everything. I know you've been grinding.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. I wonder why we waited so long. I'm not wondering anymore. Love, your mind. Let's see how far we can go.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Teachers are dynamic leaders shaping a new generation, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Welcome back. A WMATA workers union is speaking out over a plan to have unmanned train stations and propose fully automated rails. CTV News was at a press conference this morning.
Local 689 totally disagrees with everything that the authority is doing in the direction they're moving in.
At a Thursday morning press conference, the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 689 raised concerns about WMATA's plans to cut station manager positions and move toward fully automated trains. In April, the WMATA Board of Directors approved a nearly $5 billion operating budget. Despite expressing concerns about automation and safety rollbacks, the union feels they are not being treated as partners by the authority.
Here's what you need to know about 689. We've been here longer than the authority. We got over 100 years of history in this region. Stop treating us like we don't matter. We do matter.
Raymond Jackson, the union's president, recalls significant member losses due to incidents like people being hit by trains and other on-the-job injuries during his tenure.
I just thought it was an awful idea.
Shamika Harris, train operator for WMATA, says without train operators, these changes could put the many commuters who rely on the train at greater risk.
A lot of people get attacked on the train and things of that nature. It's a lot of crime happening. And without us, they wouldn't have anybody to call.
To unman a station is problematic.
And Jamsia Campbell says station managers are essential.
We have people that actually are ADA that won't be able to be assisted. We have people that have kids that come into our system that don't know where to go or may forget what their parent has told them. So we are the face that they see when they come in, and we're able to give them the assistance that they need.
That's going to affect this region. These are Washingtonians here that grew up, and, I think it's just a bad idea.
And we reached out to Metro for comment and have not heard back yet.
Some Maryland voters are taking the state's elections board to court. According to reports, 5 unaffiliated voters have sued Maryland's State Board of Elections. The plaintiffs in the lawsuit claim that Maryland election officials are violating their constitutional rights. The lawsuit wants to stop Maryland's State Board of Elections from funding, quote, closed primary elections. Now here in Maryland, Democratic and Republican Party elections are partially closed. Unaffiliated Green Party, Libertarian, and voters can vote in primary elections with permission from the party.
Maryland is joining a new lawsuit against the Trump administration, this time over cuts to scientific research. The suit, filed Wednesday in New York, claims the National Science Foundation is trying to shut down programs that boost diversity in STEM, programs that have helped double minority participation since the 90s. It also says the NSF is now cutting funding for research on misinformation, environmental justice, and projects that support women and people with disabilities. Plus, a new 15% cap on basic support costs like lab space and admin could make it even tougher for researchers to do their work.
The county's top teacher is recognized by Maryland state education leaders. LaVaya Tunstall, who is Prince George's School District's Teacher of the Year, was honored by the Maryland State Department of Education today. The department recognized all 24 teachers of the year from local school systems across the state. Tunstall is a science department chair at Non-Traditional Program South, and she also teaches science to 11th and 12th graders.
Our Teachers of the Year work unselfishly, giving the best of themselves to the children and youth in classrooms across our great state. On behalf of our nearly 892,000 students statewide, I am both grateful and honored to express my deepest appreciation for all that you do.
Tunstall will compete in the statewide competition to obtain the honor of Maryland Educator of the Year. And good news are in store for Maryland's credit rating. S&P, a credit rating agency, has issued Maryland with a AAA bond rating with a, quote, stable outlook. This means that the state maintains its borrowing cost and credit worthiness. The Moore administration put out a statement saying, quote, this news from S&P on our AAA state credit rating further affirms our work to preserve Maryland's fiscal strength.
And Metro riders, listen up. The transit company recently announced the launch of its newest system that allows riders to pay for a Metro rail by directly tapping credit or debit cards at station fare gates. Riders can also use smartphones that are linked to a credit card through features like Apple or Google Pay. To be clear, Smart Trip cards aren't being eliminated. The new system will simply enable locals and tourists to ride Metro Rail without needing a Smart Trip card. Metro plans to allow people to pay with credit and debit cards for Metro Bus and parking by the end of the year. And still to come on CTV News.
It's Friday, Junior, so you know what? It's time for What's the Move?
To all my music lovers out there, listen up. I have a lineup worth tapping into this weekend. Stay tuned. What's the Move is coming up next, right after this.
It's cancer.
Welcome back. 17 products, including cucumbers, are under a voluntary recall due to the potential salmonella contamination. The products were distributed by East Coast Fresh in Laurel and Hearn Kirkwood in Jessup.
The affected products were distributed between May 6th and May 21st to multiple customers in the DMV along the East Coast and parts of the Midwest. Consumers, restaurants, and retailers should not eat, sell, or serve the recalled products. Customers with questions about the recall can contact the email right there on your screen.
It's time to pause for our pet of the week. Meet Edie. He's a 2-year-old black and white domestic short hair who's got plenty of catitude.
He has been at the shelter since the 22nd. Animal management says that he is ready to leap into his forever home.
He is a 2-year-old male domestic short-haired cat. He came in as a stray about a week ago. He's a very sweet boy, loves to be the center of attention, and as you can hear, he loves to talk. So if you're looking for a very friendly boy to add to your family, Eddie may be the one for you.
If you would like to adopt Eddie or any of his meowing friends, call Animal Management at 301-780-7200. Well, Michaela, I hear there are quite a few concerts going on this weekend.
Yeah, and if you want to hear some good music but don't have any plans, Brittany Aaliyah is here to give us a heads up on what's the move.
Hey guys, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday weekend. We're almost at the end of the work week, and this weekend it's all about music. Grammy-winning powerhouse Ledisi is bringing her highly anticipated Love You 2 tour to the theater at MGM National Harbor tomorrow and Saturday night, starting at 8 p.m. And get this, joining her as a special guest is the incredible Marsha Ambrosius. Oh my God, I love Marsha, delivering her soulful signature sound. While we're on the subject of music, there's another big concert happening right down the road on Saturday as well. Shakira is gracing us with her presence on her Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran World Tour. She broke the record for the highest grossing March tour, and she's had the #1 tour in the world for 2 months straight this year. Look, her hips don't lie, and neither do I. Shakira puts on a show, okay? And it's Saturday, Nats Park, 7:30 p.m. Now, you could go with a soulful R&B vibe or Latin pop music this weekend, but may I offer house, bass, and techno music, anyone? If you love high vibration dance music, art, and culture, you cannot miss Project Glow 2025. This 2-day music fest on RFK Festival grounds is set for this Saturday and Sunday. With world-renowned DJs and rising artists, Project Glow invites you to dance the night away. Immerse yourself into a vibrant atmosphere and just have fun, guys. It's giving Coachella in the city, and I'm not mad at it at all. Lastly, it's not music, but Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow and Fire. Do you guys see a glow theme this weekend? They're rolling into town at CFG Bank Arena on Saturday with 2 shows at 12:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Bring the entire family out. Fans get to enjoy pre-show parties, meet drivers, and get exclusive VIP backstage access for an unforgettable experience. And those shows are actually great. They're very loud, but they are so much fun. That wraps up What's the Move. Join me next week for more fun events around the DMV. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Lots of things happening this weekend. Thanks so much, Brittany. All right, don't move anywhere. Simon Buggs is here with our Thursday sports page.
That's right, and he's gearing up for the upcoming NFL season. Simon?
What's going on, sports fans? Don't go anywhere, because coming right up, a recap of the Washington Commanders' first day of OTAs. Stay right there. You'll want to see this.
The drug scene in Maryland is changing. Fentanyl and xylazine are being added to street drugs, and you may not even know it.
Xylazine is not even intended for humans, and fentanyl is an opioid 50 times stronger than heroin and contributed to over 80% of overdose deaths in our state. Anyone who uses drugs, even occasionally, is at risk of overdose. To learn more, visit stopoverdose.maryland.gov or call or text 988.
All right, everyone, it's time for your Thursday sports page. We start off with my favorite topic as OTAs for the Burgundy and Gold are officially underway. Both vets and rookies of the team gathered at Ashburn yesterday to begin gearing up for the 2025 season. Washington has some expectations this season following their surprise trip to the NFC title game last year. And OTAs are one of the first steps to making sure everyone is on the same page to make sure the team has another successful season. Linebacker Frankie Louvu and quarterback Jaden Daniels spoke yesterday about the team's goals during this period.
Goals to get better, work on little things, the little details of knowing your footwork, your steps, the right gap, your technique and fundamentals, I think, and just building that bond right now. We got a lot of new faces on the team, and it's our job, to bring them along, and how quickly can we do that, and everybody kind of moving forward as a team, nobody left behind, and I feel like that's the whole point of OTAs.
Getting on the same page with the guys. There's some guys that played with me last year, some new guys, so trying to get them up to speed and teach them how I see it through my lenses.
And among the new batch of commanders this season is wide receiver Deebo Samuel. Washington traded for the All-Pro back in March. And the 29-year-old is excited to get to work with Daniels and offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury.
Being here for, I think it feels like about 2-3 months now, I feel like the man can make every throw. He's comfortable. He knows what's going on. He knows where the ball needs to go. I just think he's very smart. I love Cliff for sure. Offensive guru. Expect excellence from everybody. Treat everybody the same and just want the best for the team.
OTAs for the team will last until June 6th. Moving on to some news out of College Park, a familiar name will be joining the Maryland men's basketball team this fall as Nicholas Blake, the son of former Terp basketball player Steve Blake, has committed to playing for the team. As a senior in Olympia High School in Florida, the 6'2" guard put up 11 points and 3 boards while shooting 38% from behind the arc. Nicholas's father Steve played for Maryland from 1999 to 2003 and won the NCAA championship in 2002. He then went on to play in the NBA for over a decade. Man, it's going to be an exciting year in College Park. And wrapping up sports, the Washington Mystics came out on top against the Indiana Fever last night, 83-77. Their next opponent will be the New York Liberty tomorrow at 7:30. And that wraps up your Thursday sports page. Simon Bugs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. Now let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected before 3 a.m. Tomorrow, it'll be 79 degrees, but expect isolated showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Saturday, we get another day of showers and storms. It'll be 73 degrees. Sunday, we'll finally get a day of sunshine. We'll have a high of 72 and a low of 55.
And for our community calendar tonight, in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, there will be a special screening of the film Untold Secrets: The Flip Side. The film centers on a man living on the streets due to mental health-related complications, and the woman who recognizes him learns his story and helps him get back on his feet. Doors open at 6:30, and the film starts at 7 p.m. For tickets or more information, contact Greenbelt Cinema at 301-329-2034.
And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.